So I'm making this video as a sort of an add-on for my previous video. I want to address a question that's been circulating around the fandom really since Volume 3 ended. But because of the nature of this video and all the other projects that I have in the pipeline, I'm going to keep this brief, which is why there won't be a lot of edits. Is Ruby a Mary Sue? Mary Sue is a term that gets thrown around a lot within the fandom collective. The term has gotten diluted, but instead of losing meaning, it's actually gained contradictory meanings. At its core, a Mary Sue is a bland character. More specifically, one whose blandness stems from a lack of personality. A rule of thumb that is used to measure a personality is comparing their personality traits with their physical skills. Another measure is whether they deserve to be treated the way they are in the story. A few examples. Kirito from Sword Art Online, who I personally blame for the internet's fixation on Mary Sue's, is mopey, doesn't do anything to better his situation, pushes people away even though they're all in the same boat, has an inexplicable amount of skill and plot armor, and despite being so brooding and wooden, gets all the girls to fall in love with him, even his cousin. Unless you're into the power fantasy of being Kirito, there's no reason to care. Sasuke from Naruto blurs the line a bit. It's generally seen as favorable when an antagonist is, "He's just that cool, guys, I promise." Sasuke stands as the ultimate antithesis of Naruto, so it makes sense for him to be the natural born talent that Naruto strives to beat. Rey from Star Wars has gotten a lot of flack for being Mary Sue-ish, but considering we have no idea where they're going with her, it's better to withhold judgment. Now let's apply some of these things to Ruby. Does her power make sense? Well, she trained for an unspecified amount of time from the premier scythe wielder in the world, follows a chosen one trope with the added self-awareness that she was literally chosen by Ozpin to come to his school and lead. Is she treated in a way that she deserves? Again, yes, she's nice, but she's not nice all the time. She shows a full range of emotions throughout the show and is treated in kind. Is her personality just a checklist of events and skills? Absolutely not. She's never shown to be bad at anything, but she's not particularly skilled either, and she doesn't talk about her backstory all that much. Is her relevance in the story undeserving? She actually deserves more relevance. With all that said, I can safely say that Ruby Rose is not a Mary Sue. But you know who is? Pure Nikos. Get your hands away from that keyboard and let me explain. She's a prodigy, blessed with great talents. That's all most people talk about with her. Those talents alone gain her more relevance in the plot. Jean doesn't take her hints despite the obvious. She's nice all the time, or at least most of the time, but I wholeheartedly believe that was intentional. After all, what's the one red flag in discerning a Mary Sue? Being overpowered. And she was the first to die, as if saying, yes, no one is really safe. So, I'm fine with it. Anything can work, the creators just have to make it work. And Ruby Rose, she works. She works better than most things in the series. Thank you for indulging me in this little thought experiment, and thanks for watching.